If you think that somebody has all the answers that are going to help you win overnight, unfortunately, you're going to be in for a rough ride because people are going to take advantage of you. And when your expectations don't meet your reality, you're going to be more likely to quit.
The world's greatest lie is that you can achieve your goals and dreams easily. And if you believe that, and if you fall for that, you're going to be constantly disappointed. Why aren't I successful? Why aren't I successful? Why aren't I successful?
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode. It was last week's live Q&A, number 983. What's the most surprising part of growth? Today, for episode number 984, the number one lie we all wish was true. Happy Friday, Alan and I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. We are creeping up towards 1,000 episodes, which is truly, truly mind-blowing. Alan, I want you and everybody listening out there, I want you to envision this. 2 different Google searches that yield 2 different results. First, Google search, how to lose weight fast. Second, Google search, how to lose weight in a healthy, sustainable, long-term way. Which of those 2 Google searches will bring you better search results? I'm going to say probably the second one. If you Google how to lose weight fast, you're probably going to find a bunch of shit that doesn't work. Pardon my French. This episode gets me fired up for a couple of reasons. The number one lie we all wish was true is there is a magic bullet, there is an overnight solution, there is something that you just haven't found yet that somebody has that can help you get the results that you have dreamed of tomorrow, this week, this month. And it is a lie. It really, really, really is. And one of the motivations for doing this episode, I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, and I have been blown away at the amount of garbage ads I have seen that are just outright lies. They are just outright lies. One of the ads I saw, so Alan and I are professional speakers. We have been paid to speak. We've hosted events. We've been on other stages. And one of the ads I saw was, did you know that as an amateur speaker, you could have never spoken in your life before and you could have a full-time job elsewhere. But if you come work with us, we guarantee that your first speech, you can make anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. And you are going to get so busy as a speaker that you're going to be able to not only supplement your income, but you're going to be able to get rid of your job outright, and you can become a professional speaker if you sign up with us. That is absolute garbage. Nobody gets $5,000 for their first speech. Nobody does. When we brought Evan Carmichael down to Florida to speak, he got paid more than that. I will not give out the exact number because I want to respect his privacy, but he got paid more than that. Evan Carmichael is one of the top speakers in the world. He was on Tony Robbins' stage, okay? Tony Robbins, who is probably the top speaker in the world. He was on that stage.
Barely more than that.
Yeah, not that much more than that. That is absolute horse hockey.
And he's been doing speaking on YouTube since 2009. So that's how many years? So that's 13 years when YouTube was brand new. And he has over, I think he's coming up on 7,000 YouTube videos of him speaking in front of the camera. And he barely made that.
Yeah. And it's the reason I started with imagine 2 Google searches. If you're going through your journey and you're looking for the easy way, and again, we all have looked for an easier way. Are there easier ways? Yes, 100%. Yes. But if you're out there looking for that magic bullet, that pill that fixes everything, that overnight success, the odds of you getting taken advantage of are very high. I have a potential client. I went on a show. Let me close my window here. They're doing the roof next door, and they just turned their music on. Hold on.
I will hold space.
All right, we're back. So there was a podcast that I went on, Alan went on, and this person at some point is going to end up working with us. Do you know why this person is going to end up working with us? Because they paid somebody $10,000, and this person said, I guarantee I will make you a premier speaker in this industry. Paid $10,000 and got ghosted and got nothing after that. This person just stopped answering their messages, basically. And that is a common practice in every industry, not just this industry. But if you're looking for the easy way out, you're going to be searching for stuff like that, and you're going to be more likely to be taken advantage of. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. It probably is. And there's a lot of people who are making a living off of taking other people's money and saying, we're going to get you results that we've never gotten. There's another ad that I see all the time. And I really want you to think of this, because at one point you could only do this on TV, because only people who are wealthy enough to run TV ads could afford to do this. It literally says, we will launch a top 100 podcast for you or your money back. When you click on their website, at the very bottom, it says, these results are not typical. We cannot guarantee these results. It literally says the exact opposite of what it says on the ad. But if you're a new podcaster who's never studied podcasting, you don't know what to do, you're going to see that and say, oh, that sounds okay. How much is it? I don't know. I didn't look at the price, but how much is it? It's only $499. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, if it's going to save me a bunch of time, I'm going to get to the top of the charts, I'm going to make a bunch of money. That's awesome. We have launched a top 100 show. We have a client who, after we launched her show, she was in the top 40 in the country. I mean, we've been on the top charts multiple times, but we launched it with 0 episodes, and she was in the top 40 in the US and the top 100, and I think she was actually number 1 in several countries. And it's because she's got a big name. If you have a big name, I can launch a top 100 show tomorrow. It's simple. It's not hard. It's not challenging. If you're somebody who has never started, it will not happen. It's almost impossible unless you pay people to like and subscribe and all that happy jazz. So obviously I get very passionate about this stuff because I cannot stand to see people get taken advantage of. Understand this. The number one lie we all wish was true is there is a secret potion. There is a pill. There is an overnight success button that we can press. It just doesn't exist. And if you think that this should be easy, if you think that somebody has all the answers that are going to help you win overnight, unfortunately, you're going to be in for a rough ride because people are going to take advantage of you. And when your expectations don't meet your reality, you're going to be more likely to quit. Oh, this person said all I had to do is these 5 things and everything would work out. And if it doesn't work out and you're so frustrated and you're so let down and you feel so hopeless or so helpless, you stop doing what you intended on doing, that sucks. And nobody should have the power to do that to you. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people doing it. So my question, how is what you're looking at affecting what you're getting? If you're looking for easy, it's going to jump off the page. It's going to jump off the page and you're going to want to click it and you're going to say, well, it should be easy because this person is doing it. It's got to be the work. It has to be the effort. The results come eventually. And if somebody is telling you that you deserve to make the same amount of money as Evan Carmichael, even though you've never spoken, not only are they lying, but that is out of integrity. I should not make the same amount of money as Evan Carmichael. I shouldn't. I haven't been doing it for as long. I don't deserve it yet. I don't deserve it yet. If I was to start a movie, if I say, you know what, Alan and I are going to make a movie about our lives, no film studio in the world should write me a check for $100 million. I've never done it. That would be reckless. It would be reckless. Last thing before I kick it to Alan. I want you to imagine this. Really think about this. If you are scrolling across any platform of choice, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, and you see an ad that says, become an airline pilot tomorrow with only 1 online training, how wild would this world be? How wild would this world be? Next time you got on a plane and you were like, did this pilot take that online training course for $47 or your money back if you can land a plane the first time? You would not get on a plane. You would be so hesitant because it's like, wait, you can become an airline pilot overnight? Doesn't that take hundreds of hours of training and like a whole bunch of certifications and hours of in-flight time where you watch other pilots? Oh, you can just do that yourself overnight? Okay, interesting. Just imagine if we lived in a world like that. There's a reason we don't. There's a reason we don't, because that's heavily regulated and that wouldn't be safe. I think a lot of the ads are doing stuff similar to that where they're taking advantage of your lack of awareness, and that is a damn shame, and obviously it fires me up a little bit.
This is a topic that Kevin and I are extremely passionate about. And again, I think at the deepest core of it is we don't like to see people get taken advantage of. And so, again, there's a lot of different stories that I could tell about this. And I'm going to tell one that I've never told before. And it's actually really challenging for me to tell it because in hindsight, it actually caused me a little bit of pain. But here we go. So now remember, when I tell this story, I'm coming from a place of a term called meritocracy. And meritocracy, all I'm saying is that I know some airline pilots. My ex-girlfriend, her aunt and uncle were both pilots for Southwest Airlines. And they taught me, I picked their brain for a long time, at least 45 minutes to an hour and a half on everything there is to know about being an airline pilot. One of my main mentors, his son's an airline pilot as well. And so I always like to ask and pick the brains of people that are the best in their industry. And these people have been pilots for well over 20 years. Awesome human beings, by the way. So shout out to them if they were listening to this. To Kevin's point, if you're going to get on an airplane and trust someone with your life, you're going to want to know that they went through rigorous training. They went through rigorous training. So I want you to imagine this aunt and uncle I'm referring to. They went to school for 3 days. And this isn't true, by the way, but let's say hypothetically, they went to school to learn how to be a pilot for 3 days, and they did what was fun and easy, and they passed every test with flying colors with very little effort. Do you want to get on that plane? Hell no. You're going to want the pilots that went in the simulator, and they had storms thrown at them, and they had tornadoes thrown at them, and they had to figure out how to navigate if the instruments went out, and they were given every bad circumstance possible and figured out how to still land the plane safely. There's a term called meritocracy where essentially what it means is you have to earn it. You have to want to earn it. And this is a topic that I think fires me up because Kevin and I have spent a lot of time in this industry the last 5 years, really, really behind the scenes when no one's watching, digging deep on how do you succeed? How do you become better? How do you become a better speaker? How do you become a better podcaster? How do you become a better business owner? How do you become a better man? How do you become a better leader? How do you become better at systems? How do you track better habits? How do you read better books? How do you find better books? How do you get better guests? We can go on and on and on, and this isn't about us. But it all comes from this one deep belief that we both share. And this deep belief is that we want to earn our keep. We do not want success handed to us. We do not want a better body in 30 days. We do not want 6-minute abs. It's not real. It never has been. And we don't want a top 100 podcast with very little effort and 4 easy payments of $49.99. We created a global top 100 show through 700 plus episodes. And anyone out there who's saying you can start from scratch and build a top 100 global show heard in over 100 countries with very little effort and only the first couple weeks of work, it's a blatant lie. So whether it's airline pilots or Olympic athletes, or it's just you trying to lose 10 pounds in a healthy, sustainable way, there is no quick fix. There is no magic bullet. There is no way around hard work. And if you can learn how to take what you want to do and integrate it with what you must do, if you can learn how to stop wanting fun and easy and quick and start wanting hard and necessary and challenging, and stop wanting pleasure but start wanting growth, your whole life can transform. You've heard it said before, you'll hear it again. It's the hard that makes it great. If anyone could have, think about this world, seriously. Think about a world where everyone wakes up tomorrow and all their dreams could come true with the wave of a magic wand. It would not be extraordinary. It would immediately be unremarkable.
What is up, you guys? My name is Gabby, and I just want to give a huge shout out to Kevin and Alan for the community that they have created and the mission that they are on over at Next Level University. Never in a million years did I think when I started listening to the Hyperconscious podcast 2 years ago that I would be as invested as I am today. But here we are 2 years later. I have done group coaching. I truly look forward to every single episode they drop, all of the things that they're teaching. And I am now doing one-on-one coaching with Alan to help level up in my business. And all I gotta say about these guys across the board is they are true, genuine souls. They mean it when they say they are heart-driven, and they mean it when they say they are no BS. And I think that's probably my favorite part about them. They get rid of the fluff. They give you tactical tips and tricks to help you level up in your life, to help you make strides towards your goals. And they've created a community of like-minded people to lean on each other at every single stage of life. So guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart for the impact that you have made in my life, and I am so very excited to see the impact and the waves that you make from here on out.
You have to understand that. If having the body of your dreams was easy, and if having the life of your dreams was easy, and if achieving your dreams and goals were easy, then it wouldn't be valuable. It wouldn't be remarkable. Now, everyone imagine that diamonds are everywhere. Let's imagine I could walk out in my condo complex and I can go and dig up some mulch and I can find diamonds. Well, that diamond ring that you may or may not have bought for your spouse, where you invested 3 months' salary to get it, isn't that valuable, is it? Because I could literally just go outside my condo complex, and anyone can do this, and they just find a diamond. Diamonds are valuable because they're rare. You are a diamond. And if you want your results to come so easily that you walk out your front door and find diamonds, it's just a blatant lie. And so my through line is this. Whether you're an airline pilot or a professional athlete or even a beginner trying to become better, you have to relinquish this lie that we all wish was true. Of course we wish having a six-pack was easy. Of course. I'll never forget it as long as I live. I learned so much during fitness coaching. I fitness coached for 3 years, and I had dozens of clients. And I asked so many of them, I want to say everyone, but that's not true, probably most of them. I asked, what is the most desirable aspect of a physique? And I've never heard anyone answer anything different than I just want to have abs. I want abs. Why? Why does everyone want abs? Why? They're the hardest to get, and they're even harder to sustain. And it's rare. Having abs is so rare. Now, ready? Why is it rare? It's rare because it's so hard to get. So, see, if you're listening to this show, there's a part of you that knows the truth. Jordan Peterson says this. He says, when you hear a motivational speaker who's overly affirming, and I believe so truly in this, the wiser part of your nature when you get home knows that it was new paint over rotten wood. It's like, yeah, just get after it. You're going to kill it. You got this. You can do it totally. Absolutely. You're awesome. You don't have to change it all. You're great. It's going to be easy. You can do it. No problem. Yeah, top 100 show overnight. There's a part of your nature. There's a wiser part of you that says, that's bullshit. There's a wiser part of your nature that knows that person hates the Stairmaster just as much as I do. Everyone hates the Stairmaster. Even the people who pretend they don't. Even the people that have spent their whole life trying to convince themselves that they love the Stairmaster and they love kale, they still hate the Stairmaster. And if you don't, please let me know how you did that, because it's not real. Have you ever been on the Stairmaster recently, Kev?
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh, it's the worst thing ever. Every part of it sucks. Totally okay.
Yeah.
Totally okay. It's supposed to suck. That's why it burns so many calories, and that's why it burns so much fat, because it sucks. And your body doesn't want to lose fat. It wants to retain it in case there's a famine. I digress. This is what I wrote down. Doing what is fun and easy will always be more enjoyable than doing what is hard and necessary. Doing what is fun and easy will always be more enjoyable than doing what is hard and necessary. But what is fun and easy will never get you extraordinary results. You cannot have an extraordinary life without ever doing anything extraordinary. You cannot have an extraordinary life and achieve extraordinary goals and do extraordinary things without ever doing things that are hard and necessary at the expense of things that are fun and easy. And that is the world's greatest lie. The world's greatest lie is that you can achieve your goals and dreams easily. And if you believe that, and if you fall for that, you're going to be constantly disappointed. Why aren't I successful? Why aren't I successful? Why aren't I successful? And maybe it'll work here and there with the luck of the dice. I know some people who went viral very quickly. Kevin and I have met a lot of people who their first YouTube video blew up, but it's not sustainable. The only thing that is sustainable is the tried and true fundamentals of hard work, sweat equity, due diligence, mastery, improvement, add value. And a lot of this shiny, shiny stuff is just not true. And I think that we've said this before and we'll say it again, and that we're here at Next Level University. We want to tell you the truth, heart-driven but no BS. Just don't fall for it. Trust the wiser part of your nature that knows life is challenging. Life is supposed to be challenging, and that's okay. I'm ready for the challenge. I'm going to grow. I'm going to contribute. I'm going to do this. You're never going to hear Kevin and I say that it was easy. Never. You will never hear those words out of our mouth because it's just not true. And if it was easy, you obviously aren't shooting high enough because it's your genius zone and you could do more.
And to Alan's point, like there are ways for it to be easier. That's why you hire a coach. A coach helps you skip steps. They make it easier. They make the resistance less. It's like they're spotting you, but you still got to lift the weight. You still got to lift the weight. And I think that the thing that really has frustrated me with this is the fact that you never really know the truth. A lot of these things aren't fact-checked or you don't know the person behind it. And it just makes me sad that a lot of people are just outright lying because there's no real way to check them. It makes me very, very sad. I mean, I've said this many times where if you don't have the awareness in the podcast industry, which unless you're a podcaster with a good amount of episodes, you probably won't because you haven't had the necessity to do it. But I see these shows all the time. Somebody I don't want to say I looked up to, but somebody I was like, wow, they're really crushing it. They're doing great stuff. I go and look at their profile and it says, whatever, the #1 podcast, whatever it is. And it's like, well, that's not true. I know that's not true. That's not the way it works. You don't have the #1 podcast. But then you look at their reviews and they have like 700 positive reviews and no negative ones. Most likely, a lot of those are actually paid for. Statistically, you get negative reviews. If you have a show that has 1,000 reviews, you will have at least one that's negative. It's just the way statistics work. Even the best restaurant in the world has negative reviews. It just is the way it works. But there's a lot of people out there who are paying to look successful and then they're taking advantage of you. And it just makes me sad. I feel bad because I think of it this way. I'm sure you get a million messages, Alan. If you're out there and you're on LinkedIn, maybe you do too. I get however many messages a day of, hey, my name is blank, and this is exactly what we do for our clients, blah, 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 blah. If you were really crushing it in business, you wouldn't have to send cold messages to people on LinkedIn. Right. You wouldn't have to. Because you'd understand how business works, and you wouldn't have to do that. That is just a tell. That's just a tell. So Alan and I are very passionate about this, and the reason is if you assume it's supposed to be easy, you're going to think there's something wrong with you.
Exactly.
And I think that a lot of what has happened is there was the grind, hustle, don't sleep, grind, hustle, blah, blah, blah. And we've jumped over to the other side of overly allow. I cannot tell you how many posts I've seen from people who say, discipline, it's not about discipline, it's not about work ethic, it's not about habits. What do you mean? Of course it is. Of course it is. Now, do I want you to be aligned and centered and meditate and work on yourself and your inner self? Yeah, of course we do. That's part of being holistic. But you cannot say discipline doesn't matter. You cannot. Nope. That is just a lie. That is just a lie. Discipline is a skill that human beings have and can learn and can leverage for success. If you put somebody on a diet in a room where there's a bunch of food they want to eat, it requires discipline. I don't care how aligned you are. It requires discipline. That's human nature.
100%.
So
100%.
Just really be careful. And again, I want you to do the same thing that we're telling you to do with everybody else with us. Listen to what we say and figure out where it lands for you. I do not want you to take everything I say as fact and go do it. Like, please feel free to run it through the filter of your own experiences, your expectations, and your goals. But I'm just frustrated seeing people get taken advantage of. I had somebody ask me the other day, Alan, on a podcast call. We were talking about them working with us. And he said, can you guarantee return on investment? And I said, no, I will not guarantee return on investment. If you work with me, I know you'll make your money back, but I won't guarantee it. I'm not going to use that as a sales. Yes, I guarantee that or your money back. Like that's not how we do it. That's not how we do it. I want the relationship. I want this to work, and I'm willing to do what it takes. So Alan and I are obviously frustrated, but we want to use that frustration as forward momentum for all of you. We've been lucky because we haven't been taken advantage of, I would say. You and I have been able to sniff that out pretty well, but I know there's a lot of you who haven't had that opportunity, and that just frustrates me.
I think the last thing that I would say about this, I didn't finish this story, but I had some friends growing up, and one of them had said to me, Alan, this person's really, really smart. They could have gone to the same school as you in engineering easily if they wanted to. And I had this this argument at the time, and in hindsight, I understand it was just ego bonking and stupid. And I honestly shouldn't even have paid any mind to this. But I remember saying, like, that's not true. You can't just suddenly go to WPI and do well. It was, like, ridiculously hard. It was a really, really hard school. And you devalue what other people do when you do that. Imagine if I was like, I could be a pilot, no problem. I don't even have to work. I don't have to do anything. It's like you devalue everyone who put in the years. Mm. You devalue the merit. And I just don't want... I'll turn the mirror on Kevin and I right now. We are never going to be like that anymore. I'm never going to say, oh, it must have been really easy to win 27 gold medals, Michael Phelps. I could do that, no problem. No, you couldn't. And you're taking away the decades of hard work that he put in by thinking that. And I just think it's important to understand this merit thing. If you can really hear me right now, I promise this will be the best gift that I give you. If you can really decide inside of yourself, I want to earn it through tried and true fundamentals of work ethic and self-discipline, and yes, of course, guidance and coaching too. I want to earn it more than I want it. That is what Kevin and I have really worked on. We would rather earn success than just be handed success. And when you get to that level, I promise you, you're going to achieve far more. And most importantly, it's going to be more deeply fulfilling, because at the end of the day, the stuff we work hard for is more fulfilling than if we just got handed that stuff. And there's so many studies about that with kids who are just born with stuff. So just want to earn it more than you want to be given it, and I promise your whole future will get brighter.
Got fired up today.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Fired up
good stuff.
On a Friday.
Oh, yeah?
Fired up on a Friday.
Got to.
Got to be. Next Level Nation, this was a little bit of a longer one. This was kind of a, I don't want to say it was a flashback, but it's, Alan and I are really trying to figure out, and this is me being vulnerable, who we are in this industry. I mean, we're coming up on 1,000 episodes. We've done so much inner work and we've learned so much. And I think that our goal is to be the people that we needed. And the people that we needed when we were struggling, or when we wanted to succeed, or when we were leaning into what our purposes were, those people told it like it was. And they didn't sugarcoat it, but they also weren't super ego-driven saying, hey, you suck, you're not good enough, work hard, blah, blah. Like, there's a fine line, there's a balance, there's 5. We're always trying to find 5. And that is our promise to you, is that we will continue doing that. And we'll continue evolving as men, as humans, as leaders, as partners, as speakers, as coaches, as businessmen, whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to change the world in our own unique way. And I think the only way to change the world in the right way is to tell the truth. So that is what we are leaning into every single day. Next Level Nation, if you, obviously, I've talked a lot about hard truths and people trying to sell you on things that aren't valuable or whatever it is. We have a Facebook group. It's awesome. It's positive. There's nothing to be sold in there other than you being in a group of people who want to see you succeed. Link is in the show notes. That's all you need to know, and we would love to have you there.
If you've ever felt misunderstood or unheard in your family, with your friends, with your intimate partner, if you struggle to get your points across accurately and effectively, Kevin and I are creating a monthly meetup. We do them every month. And the next one is on June 2nd on how to be a better communicator. Kevin and I are not great at a lot of stuff, but we've worked very hard on the communication piece. Wow, there it is. The communication piece. No, obviously I'm not a great communicator. On the communication piece, we've worked very hard on it. We've studied it for a very long time. So it's private. Camera can be off. Mic can be off. You can join us and just listen in, or you can contribute. It's entirely up to you. It's private. It's not repurposed. It's not recorded. And we can talk about what's real and what's raw and what's behind the scenes and what you're struggling with. So please join us on June 2nd. I believe it starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And it is totally free. I don't know if Alice said that, but yeah, behind the scenes, totally free. No,
it better be with that communication.
Cash back. If you don't find value, we'll give you your $0 back.
Yeah, we will.
Next Level Nation, tomorrow, we don't have a title for tomorrow's episode yet, Alan. We didn't decide, but we are going to talk about fitness tomorrow, and we'll just say we're going to talk about the fundamentals of fitness. A lot of people want to talk about different things. We'll talk about the fundamentals because that is what has worked for us, and we believe will work for you. And at NLU, we want to talk about life, love, health, and wealth. So we'll talk about a little health tomorrow. As always, we love you, appreciate you, grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we do not have fans, we have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
Please reach out.